Good morning and welcome to round 3 of the Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championship. We're live once again at the Raven Golf Club in Destin near Miramar Beach here on the Florida Panhandle. And we're watching Coastal Carolina through the first 2 days take the team lead. And in fact, they added to that lead yesterday, and they will take an 18 stroke lead into today's third and final round of the stroke play championships. Today we'll determine an individual champion, and we'll also head out and find out who our top 4 teams are that will advance to match play. That's scheduled for Wednesday morning and then the finals on Wednesday afternoon. But today it's one more round of match play. Can anybody catch Coastal Carolina? Morgan Deneen with a stunning 63 yesterday helped the Chanticleers take a big lead. But there are a lot of teams that are still within reasonable striking range. We'll start finding out as we'll go to action in just a few minutes on the numbers 1 and 10 tee here at the Raven Golf Club. And we will go to action at the number 1 tee here at the Raven Golf Club with our team seeded numbers 4, 5, and 6 going into today's third and final round. UT Arlington, UL Monroe, and Troy going off the number 1 tee. It'll be Arkansas State, Georgia State, and Little Rock going off the number 10 tee this morning for the third round. And first up is Jake Greenspoon of UT Arlington. Oh, sorry, that is number 10 now. And first up on the tee there is Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State. Hitting a 3-wood off the tee this morning. Number 10 playing at 379 today. Back over to number 1, and this is Jake Greenspoon of UT Arlington. Jake shot 74 yesterday after an opening 78. Playing in the number 5 position once again today for UTA, the senior from Houston, and he's hitting in rescue club here off the number 1 tee. Back over to number 10, Josh Edgar of Georgia State. Josh shot a 77 yesterday, improving from an 83 in the first round. A sophomore from Gold Coast, Australia. And he is down the right side, but safe. These are the teams over here on number 10, seeded 10, 11, and 12 in the team standings coming into the final round. As Aaron Ramos of Little Rock gets set to hit his T-ball here at number 10. Aaron shot 75 yesterday, also improved from an 81. Little Rock scores much improved yesterday. In fact, they threw out a 75. Freshman from Goodyear, Arizona. Starts his out to the right, bringing it in. Likes what he sees, and they'll head down the number 1 fairway as we'll go over to number 1. And Ike Alexander of Troy just hit his tee shot here at the first. The freshman from Florence, Alabama. Thibaut Santini of UL Monroe, sophomore from Paris, also in this grouping, and headed down the number 1 fairway. And we'll go over to number 10, and already some struggles for Josh Edgar of Georgia State. He'll have to hit a provisional ball, or either he knows he's out of bounds and hitting his 3rd shot here, hitting an iron. Edgar with the 77 yesterday, and that's really not the way you want to start, by having to hit a second time off your very first tee box of the day, as we are underway with play here at the Raven in round 3. Now, today's round will be the final round of stroke play. The 3rd and final round. We will determine the individual champion today, and we will also determine the top 4 teams that will advance to the match play round of competition, and that will be tomorrow morning, as the numbers 1 and 4 teams will meet each other, and the numbers 2 and 3 teams will meet each other in tomorrow morning's semifinals. And then the winners of those 2 matches will advance to a championship final. That'll be tomorrow afternoon, and we'll have all that action all over the course here at the Raven in both the semifinals and the finals. So a long day of golf tomorrow, but we've got another great day of golf today here at the Raven. The sun, as you see, is beaming out today, heavy shadows. I still keep harping back to that first day when we had rain showers for much of the ending of the round, and it was just pretty much ugly all day long. Not so much the last 2 days. It's been beautiful out here for these players over the last couple of days. Players are on their way down the numbers 1 and 10 right now. It's heading for their second shots, and we'll get our second groups that'll be up on the tee here in just a couple of minutes. Coastal Carolina yesterday shot a team 275 score, and a lot of that was due to Morgan Deneen, who came back from an opening round 73 to shoot a 63 into yesterday's second round. Now that 63 is the lowest that we can immediately find records of here in the Sun Belt. The next best score we can find came just 2 years ago, 2016, when Alex Herman, whose brother Max is still playing for Georgia State, shot 64 in the middle round, and that came back in 2016 here at the Raven. Now, the course record here at the Raven is 62, and that's been done 3 times in the past. Most recently in 2015, when a course employee, Avery Helms, shot 62. The other 2 times that happened was in the PGA Champions Tour event. They used to play the Boeing Classic here at the Raven in 2006 and 2007. And 2 players playing for the Champions Tour, Eduardo Romero and a well-known player, Lauren Roberts, both shot 62 during those 2 years. So Morgan Deneen was only 1 off of that competitive course record with that 63, and that boosted Coastal Carolina up into a big team lead. They lead by 17 shots going into today's round. But if you think that's untouchable, well, think again. Coastal Carolina improved between the first and second round by 19 shots. So if another team can do that today and have that kind of improvement, they can come on and make a run at the Chanticleers. And they're a big group of teams that are bunched pretty close behind for second place. Georgia Southern at plus 18, Texas State at plus 19, as you see our scoreboard. UT Arlington plus 20, ULM plus 21, Troy plus 23, South Alabama plus 25. So you've got 6 teams within 7 shots. And we'll have to follow that along because it's not so important that you win that team title today. It's important that you finish in the top 4. And there you see our individual leaderboard going into today's second round, and you see that 63 that Morgan Deneen posted yesterday. There were a couple of other very solid rounds, too. You see Rasmus Carlson with that 67 as we'll go out to number 1. And this is Ike Alexander of Troy with his second shot. Pin at number 1 is pretty much front left today. And you see that shot coming up short. In fact, I don't know if those are all 3 balls or those are balls off the practice range, but if those are all 3 of our players came up short with their second shot. We'll quickly go over to the 10th and an approach shot to the number 10 green. Pin is front, or rather middle right here at number 10. And somebody is up there very close as we'll look back down the fairway and see who is down there waiting to hit their second shots. And pretty much everybody was way over on the right side of the fairway. In fact, a couple of people are down in the woods, and we'll have to see if we can figure out who is down that way. They're looking for a ball on number 10. All 3 of our players have come up short here at number 1. This was a hole that gave up a lot of birdies yesterday, so not really anybody with a good run at birdie here at this pin, although everybody is sort of handy. You see walking up, that's Ike Alexander of Troy. He's probably the farthest out. He'll probably be the first to hit. Tebow Santini of UL Monroe and Jake Greenspoon of UT Arlington. All in this group, couple of seniors, and Alexander, the freshman. Alexander shot 78-78 first 2 rounds. Same score for Santini in the first 2 rounds. Jake Greenspoon, as we said, improved from a first round 78 to a 74. So this will be Alexander for his 3rd shot, the freshman from Florence, Alabama. Played in the number 3 position to start the tournament, now playing at the number 5 as we'll whip around the golf course today and over on the first tee. That's Tanner Gore of UTA, top left of your screen, getting ready to hit his tee ball as Ike Alexander, top right, hits his approach shot here at the first. And Gore with his tee shot at the first. Bottom right of your screen, that's Arkansas State's Joel Wyndon getting set to hit his second shot. As you see the approach shot just flying by the hole there on the first green. That was from Tebow Santini of ULM. Actually, that was Jake Greenspoon of UTA now, who is pacing off back to his shot. Over at the first tee, Hogan Airy of ULM just had his tee ball here at the first, and Mac Murphy of Troy is up on the tee, top left of your screen. Bottom left of your screen, our next group's getting ready to hit off of 10 as Murphy with his tee shot. And our number 2 group is on its way down the fairway at number 1. At the green at number 1, Ike Alexander of Troy is already up, as is Santini, and Jake Greenspoon with his 3rd shot, putting off the fringe, making a run at this hole position, and it's going to stop just short. So Greenspoon will have a tap-in par here at the 1st. Bottom right of your screen, Josh Edgar of Georgia State. And this is his 4th shot after he had to hit a 2nd tee ball. This will be his 3rd shot actually in here, and it's a nice up, and it looks like he'll be able to have a run at salvaging par after coming back and having to hit that 2nd shot off the 1st tee. We'll go to the 10 tee. This is Matthew Cole of Arkansas State.
Next on the tee, Mr. Maximilian Herman, Georgia State.
With his tee shot. Matthew shot 73 yesterday after an 82 in the 1st round. Max Herman is on the tee over at the number 1 green, and a par putt slides by the hole from Ike Alexander of Troy. So he will take a bogey here at the 1st hole. We'll go back to number 10. And Max Herman of Georgia State. We talked about his brother Alex, who had a 64 here a couple of years ago. As he's off with his tee ball, Max improved from an 82 yesterday, or 2 days ago, to a 71 yesterday. Shot even par. He stands at 153 after 2 rounds. As Logan Pate of Little Rock gets set to hit his tee ball, he also improved yesterday from a 79 to a 75. Back to number 1, and a par putt from Thibaut Santini slides by, and he'll have that left for a bogey as Logan Pate back on the number 10 tee gets set to hit his tee shot. A lot of players going with irons today off this number 10 hole, which is playing at 379 yards today. At number 10 on the green is Joel Wyndon, Arkansas State. This is his long birdie putt. You see number 10 gave up a lot of birdies yesterday. Just about as many as bogeys. Played a little easier yesterday as his birdie putt slides by, and he'll have a little bit of work left for par here at the 10th. You see our numbers, and those numbers are the combined first 2 rounds. The stroke average is from yesterday's 2nd round, but the numbers of birdies, pars, bogeys, doubles, and so forth, that is the 2 rounds combined for the 60 players, so it should total 120 for the 2 rounds. But the stroke averages that we'll be putting up are from yesterday's round. Number 10 played at 4.12 yesterday after playing 4.25 on the first day. This is Aaron Ramos of Little Rock. With a birdie putt here at 10, and that one's going to slide by. They'll have that tap in for par. So 3 players putting for pars at number 1. We'll go back out into the fairway at number 10, and Mac Murphy at number 1. This is Mac Murphy, and he's also going to come up short with his shot. A lot of players already coming up short today here at the 1st. Nobody hit the green out of the 1st group. Actually, that was Hogan Airy of ULM that came up short from the left side of the fairway, and this is Mac Murphy of Troy. with his second shot. Still waiting for somebody to catch the green here today, and that one's going to do it as Murphy goes right over the top of the flagstick. Back to number 10, and a par putt rolled in by Josh Edgar, and that's a nice saving par for him after he had to hit a second tee ball. Joel Wyndon setting up for his tee ball as we'll go back to number 1. Tanner Gore of UT Arlington with a big drive, carried the bunkers here and doesn't have very much left in here, probably a wedge here at the first. So Gore's second shot on the way. He's found the putting surface, comes up a little short, and he'll have that for birdie here at the first. Back over to number 10. And this is Logan Pate of Little Rock getting set to hit. There's a good look at number 10. Straight away, but very narrow landing area. If you can hit the landing area, though, you can usually attack this green. The pin located today, pretty much middle, front to back, but very way over on the right side. It's actually only 4 paces off the right side as Logan Pate hitting his second shot coming in here. Max Herman of Georgia State over here on the left side of the fairway, and that's Matthew Cole of Arkansas State that is out on the fairway as we'll go back to the number 1 tee. This will be Nick Thornton of UTA as we'll take a look back at everybody around the golf course. Bottom right, Matthew Cole of Arkansas State hitting his second shot into number 10. Top right of your screen, Hogan Airy of ULM. Back on the first tee. This is Guillaume Fananel of ULM. Shot 78-73 first 2 rounds. Nice 73 yesterday. Getting set to hit his tee ball at number 1. Bottom right of your screen, Max Herman of Georgia State with his second shot. And he'll roll his up there. 3 players putting for birdie here at the 10th. Back on the 1 tee, this is Dean Martin of Troy. Martin with a 73 in the first round, 74 yesterday, playing out of the number 2 position. First 2 days, playing in the number 3 spot today. And our number 3 players on the way down the fairway here at number 1. This is the 3rd and final round of stroke play competition. Match play competition, of course, still to come tomorrow. We'll go back to the 10 tee. Jacob Barres of Arkansas State had a nice even par 71 yesterday after he opened up with an 82. In fact, Arkansas State scores were all significantly better yesterday. In fact, they threw out a 73 yesterday. So Arkansas State with a big improvement. They actually had the second best team score behind Coastal Carolina yesterday, but they still stand tied for ninth coming into today after a really struggling first round. This is Nathan Williams of Georgia State. Had a 73 yesterday after an opening 79. Yesterday's round also included a hole-in-one at the par 3 12th hole, 130 yards on that one. He'll have good memories when he gets back there in just a couple of holes from now as he sets up here at the 10th. And Williams hitting driver, trying to cut the corner just a little bit. And here is Nathan Williams yesterday from his hole-in-one, pulling it out, showing it to everybody. He'll probably, hopefully he kept that ball for his hole-in-one here at the tournament. We'll go to the number 1 green, and that's Hogan Airy. Just hold out. This will be Tanner Gore of UTA. Trying to come back for par after missing his long birdie putt. Rolls in his par. And our number 2 groups, the number 4 players, will head on to number 2 as our number 3s are in the fairway. We'll go back to 10. This is Logan Pate of Little Rock. Big turning birdie putts, got it on the line, just not quite enough on it. He'll have about a foot left to tap in for his opening par. Playing in a group with Matthew Cole, you see on the right side of your screen from Arkansas State. We'll go back to number 1, and this is Nick Thornton of UTA. He laid up on his tee shot, and now he's brought some of the trees that hide the green and hide the dogleg, brought those into play here for his second shot. He's going to take it over the trees. Looks like he's aiming for the middle of the green, back edge, and he's off the back edge. In fact, significantly off the back edge. He's going to have to up and down from there. Going to be a little tough to save his par here at number 1. This is Matthew Cole of Arkansas State for a birdie here at 10 early, and just gets that one to roll by. He'll have a tap-in par. Cole shot 73 yesterday, one of 2 players to shoot 73. That was the 4th and 5th scores for Arkansas State. As back at number 1, Guillaume Fananel of ULM almost throws in his second shot here at number 1. So Fananel, the sophomore from Lyon, France, backing up his 73 yesterday with an opening birdie here at number 1. And back to number 10, Max Herman rolls in a birdie putt. So Herman picking up where he left off with his 71 yesterday. Dean Martin of Troy on the number 1 fairway. After he just saw his playing partner put it within a foot, his catches the back edge, and look at the backspin on this one, and this one is going to be a nice shot. He'll have about 6 feet for birdie here at the 10th. Back over to number 10, and this is Logan Pate finishing off his par here at the 10th hole as we trying to bring you lots of action this morning early from both numbers 1 and 10 as we look back up the number 1 fairway and our players headed down toward the number 1 green. The number 3 players for all these 6 teams currently working their way down the fairway. We'll have the number 2s that'll be hitting very soon. One of them off number 1. You see the big dogleg left and a big bunker on the left side guards players trying to cut that corner. Now these players pretty much can fly those bunkers if they catch it pretty well and have just a little flip wedge into the green. Those trees, though, can come into play if you do try to cut too much of the corner. And we actually saw players yesterday almost taking it over the corner of the driving range to try to get up close to the green, and a couple were able to do that yesterday. but you really invite some trouble. As you see, looking back, you can get into some big trouble on that side if you do try to cut way too much of that corner off. As you get a look at the number 1 green. What a beautiful day at the Raven Golf Club. Number 1, that's how it's played so far. The numbers, again, are through 2 rounds, but the stroke average is from yesterday. Now, number 1 played at 4.03 yesterday, 4.08 on Sunday's first round, so it's pretty much played right at par, and there have been a good number of birdies as the approach shot for Nick Thornton of UTA, who was way off the back end. We'll go back over to number 10. And this is Daniel Durasek, I believe, from Little Rock. Hitting his second shot up on the front edge. Daniel had a 74 yesterday after opening with an 80. Nathan Williams of Georgia State in the middle of the fairway with his second. Pin is in the front left as this one skirts by the pin. It's about in the middle of the green. He'll have about 20 feet coming back for a par here at his first hole. Back to number 1 as Troy's Caleb Masters. Nope, check that. Caleb Masters on the tee box right now. Troy's Dean Martin is looking at his putt, looking at the undulations in this green. A lot of undulations in greens all the way around this Raven golf course as Martin gets set to hit his putt from well back here. We'll go to the 1T, and this is Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington, freshman from Waxahachie, Texas. Shot 74 yesterday after an opening 72. Max Catherine of ULM. He was even par yesterday with a 71 after opening with a 74. On the number 10 tee, this is Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State. First to hit in this group as we'll go all around the course again. On number 1, putt is going to drop for Troy's Dean Martin. He's got a birdie on his first hole at the top right of your screen for an opening birdie. His teammate Caleb Masters, top left, about to hit his tee shot at number 1. And at the same time, bottom left of your screen, Nick Budd of Georgia State. His tee shot at the 10th. And in the fairway, your bottom right, Jacob Barres of Arkansas State gets set to hit his second shot here at the 10th. Going to roll that just past. Actually, that was Barres' third shot, and he'll have that left for par. Back up at the number 10 tee. Diego Lobo of Little Rock hitting his tee ball at the lower left of your screen. Top right, Guillaume Fananel of ULM taps in that nice little birdie to start off after that nice approach shot that he had here at the first. So Fananel starts off with a birdie. And they will head on to the second hole as their teammates are right behind them going down the fairway here at number 1. We'll go back out to the 10th green. That was Jacob Barres of Arkansas State taking a quick look at his putt. This number 10 hole gave up 11 birdies yesterday after 7 on Sunday. A long look of Nathan Williams But we'll go back to the front of the green, and Daniel Durasek of Little Rock went from an 80 for his opening round to a 74 yesterday. So a big improvement there, and his birdie putt's going to sit there on the right edge. And Durasek will have a tap-in par here at the 10th. Now it'll be Nathan Williams of Georgia State there in the blue shirt. Had a nice 73 yesterday after an opening 79 in his second conference tournament. Tied for 35th here last year. And his long birdie putt, bending, but not quite enough. It'll be about a 1.5 foot past. He'll have that little bit left for his par. And now Jacob Barres of Arkansas State will have this for an opening par. Barres is going to take another look at this one, waiting for making sure here at his opening hole. If you're a regular golfer, you know you never want that 4-footer as your first putt of the day. But he's able to roll that in. 3 nice pars for this group at the 10th. And we'll go back out in the fairway, and their teammates playing in the number 2 position. That's Nick Budd in the blue on the left of your screen. Zanluca Stern in the black pullover on the right side. Both flirted with the vegetation and the trees on the right side of the fairway, but both able to stay in play. You see our group that is on the fairway right now, a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman. Diego Lobo with a 75 yesterday. First to hit, though, will be Zanluca Stern, who shot 73, and that was the high round of anybody on the Arkansas State team yesterday. They actually threw out one of their 2 73s. He's at 151, hitting his second shot in here to this green. Not a lot of green to work with from that angle, and he's going to come up well short. He'll still have some work to do for an up and down for par. Back to number 1. This is Caleb Masters, who has found the bunker at the first. Bunker on the left side that guards the dog leg. Masters back-to-back 73s his first 2 rounds. Tied for 12th coming into today after he finished in the top 6 in each of the last 2 conference championships, and puts this one right over the stick. It'll stay right there, and he'll have that for a birdie here at his first hole. Nice job out of the bunker by Masters. And this will be Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington. 72-74 his first 2 rounds. 146 has him tied for 12th going into today's final round of the stroke play part of the tournament. Gonzalez playing in the number 2 position, as he has for the entire tournament, as he's got his second shot on the way, cut some of the corner, and is able to get this one close. He's only got about 5 to 6 feet left for a birdie here. So players starting to zero in a little bit more here at the first hole after a lot of the players came up short early. We'll take you all around the course back to the first tee. It'll be Aaron Guanlau, top left of your screen from UT Arlington, hitting his tee ball, while bottom left, Tanner Napier of Arkansas State will be hitting off the number 1 tee. Napier, 71-70 first 2 rounds. His 141 has him tied for 5th. And looking at his tee shot here on the first. Top of your screen, Aaron Guanlau, back-to-back 72s first 2 rounds, and solo 9th place entering today's round. And his tee shot on the way at number 1. Bottom left, Severin Soller of Georgia State had an opening 71, shot even par, moved up to a 75 yesterday in the second round. Bottom right of your screen, Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State with his 3rd shot after coming up short on his 2nd, having to play it through the fringe, but nicely done. He'll have that left for par. Top of your screen, Joe Giroux of ULM, 69 yesterday after a 70 to opening round, and he's tied for 2nd individually going into today's play. And next to hit at the number 1 tee, that'll be Connor Futrell of Troy. Top left of your screen, had a nice 69 yesterday. Bottom of your screen, Justin Warren of Little Rock hitting his tee ball. Top right of your screen on the first green, that's Max Catherine of ULM coming up short with his birdie putt. He'll have that left for par. Connor Futrell of Troy hitting his tee shot top left of your screen, 76-69. His 145 has him tied for 10th individually entering play today. Bottom right, that's Diego Lobo of Little Rock with his birdie attempt that's going to come up just short. And Lobo will tap that in for an opening par. And now Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State. And he has this left for par after he was short with his 2nd shot. On the first, leaving it right on the lip, is Caleb Masters. So he'll walk away with par. Top right of your screen, that's Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington that will have this putt for a birdie here at the first. And at the bottom right of your screen, Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State. And his par putt's going to slide by the left lip, took a peek down as it went by, and he'll have a bogey here at the first. At the 10th. And now back to the first, Paul Gonzalez. He's got this for an opening birdie. 72-74 in his first 2 rounds. And rolls that in. A nice opening birdie for Paul Gonzalez. Players can cut off some of that distance on the dogleg here at the 10th. They'll have decent shot at birdies the way this hole is playing, especially with that pin location pretty much in the front and over toward the left. That's ULM's Max Catherine trying to finish off for par here. he's got his par. We'll go over to the 10th. And this is Severin Soller of Georgia State. Again, flirting with the right side vegetation, but with his second shot at the 10th. And he'll bounce it up to the putting surface. They'll trickle down that way just a little bit, and he'll have that left, and it's trickling even further down. Keeping going, still going, still going. Getting closer and closer to that birdie here at the 10th. So, nice shot for him as we'll go back to the first tee, and we'll get a first look at our three leading teams: Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, and Texas State. Before that, back out to the 10th, and Tanner Napier, way on the left side of the fairway. Don't know if he had even a shot at the green. Pretty much had to leave it short. And he'll still have some work to do here, but maybe not as much work to do as the third member of this group, Justin Warren, whose tee ball is over there in the trees and the pine straw and a lot of other things coming into play for him. And I think he's got an angle at the green. I think he's outside of that last pine tree, but we'll see how Warren plays it here. Had a big improvement from his opening 81 that Little Rock threw out. He shot 72 in yesterday's second round, just one over par. See him bring it in between those two pine trees. Actually, a pretty good shot at the green. He's going to come up short and check up, so he'll have that left for his par. Back to the first, and an approach shot for one of the players playing in the number one position for these teams. UT Arlington, UL Monroe, and Troy in this group. And looking back down the fairway, this is Joe Giroux of ULM with his second shot. Giroux shot 70-69 his first two rounds. He is tied for second individually. And his first shot, or his second shot, coming up on the left side of the green, or the right side of the green, rather. Now back over to number 10. This is Tanner Napier, who's in the middle of the fairway and hitting his third after he was in some trouble off the tee box and had to pretty much just blast it out to there, and he'll be hitting his third on the par 4. Napier, 71 the opening round, even par. Bettered that yesterday with a 70. As back to the number one fairway, and Connor Futrell, he shot 69 yesterday. Looks like he's picking up where he left off. He'll have that for birdie. Now Napier with his third shot here at the par 4 10th. If that one checks up, it's going to be nice, and Napier has a chance to save par here with about a 4-foot putt. We'll go back to the number one tee, and now it's our first chance to look at Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, and Texas State. Those teams 1, 2, 3 coming into today's final round. Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina in the white hat. He'll be the first to hit. Lucas Alaculpi of Georgia Southern, and Inigo Benarin of Texas State. The other two players in this group, number 5 players for these three teams. Overus will be first to tee off. He added a 74 yesterday. Had an opening round 77, as we'll flash around. And on the 10th tee, a first chance to see South Alabama, Appalachian State, and Louisiana's Jason Mendel of South Alabama is on the tee, lower left corner of your screen. At the same time, at the top left, Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina. hitting his opening tee ball at the first. Bottom left of your screen, Chance Watson of Appalachian State. And the top left of your screen, that'll be Alacolpi of Georgia Southern. Added a 75 yesterday to his opening 77. Top right, Joe Giroux gets set to hit his third here at the first. And bottom right of your screen, that's Justin Warren of Little Rock. Nice up by Joe Giroux of ULM, who have about 3 or 4 feet left for par.
And from Texas State, Inigo Banaran.
Alacolpi watching it all the way down, top left of your screen. While at the bottom left of your screen, Jack Tolson of Louisiana. Set for his tee ball. Tolson improved from a 79 opening round to a 74 yesterday. And the Louisiana team threw out a 74 in yesterday's first round. So a lot of solid scores by some of the teams yesterday, as Tolson with his opening tee shot. And on the first, this is Inigo Banaran of Texas State. Top left of your screen, hitting his opening tee ball. Bottom right, Severin Solar of Georgia State. Birdie putt's going to slide by. He'll take par here at the first. And top right of your screen, Aaron Guanlao of UTA. Rolling a long birdie putt. Nice pace, going to come up just a few inches short, and Guanlao will have just a tap in for par here at the 10th on his opening hole. Bottom right, Tanner Napier. This will be his par putt after he was in some trouble off the tee. Guanlao taps in for his par, top right of your screen. And this will be Napier's par putt. It's over next to the edge of the fairway on the left side off the tee. And in something that some issue over there, he had to pretty much blast out toward the front of the green, and his third shot checked up to this spot. So trying to save par here at the first. Napier with a solid 71-70. He's been in the top 6 each of the last 2 years here at the conference tournament, but that one's going to bend away right at the cup. And Tanner Napier's got a disappointing bogey at the very first hole. And speaking of the first, back over to the number 1, Connor Futrell of Troy. This is for his birdie. Picking up right where he left off with a 69 and rolling that one in. So Connor Futrell with an opening birdie. After a hot round yesterday, the freshman from Tallahassee picks right up. At the 10th, Justin Warren of Little Rock trying to save par here also, and able to roll that one in. At number 1, Joe Giroux, currently tied for second, rolls in a par putt here at the first. Number 1 players for those 3, and also the number 1 players for the 3 playing the backside, all finishing up play at their first hole, as the next group of teams will be working their way down here both at number 1 and number 10. We're bringing you coverage from both of those holes to start off today, and then we'll go out on the golf course and bring you some coverage from the middle of the round, as that's Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina at 1, and at 10, right side of your screen, Jack Tolson of Louisiana with his second shot. Tolson with a 74 yesterday. Louisiana and Arkansas State tied for 9th in the team race coming into today. Louisiana getting the later tee time because of the lower score in yesterday's second round, as Tolson has that wedge in there close, and he'll have about 6 or 7 feet for an opening birdie. So nice second shot for Jack Tolson. So we'll go back to number 1, and this will be Lucas Alaculpi of Georgia Southern. Sophomore from Valdosta. I don't know if there's looks like it might be an issue on his ball location. Players are playing it down today. We did play lift, clean, and place on the first day after some first day rain, but the players played it down yesterday, and they're doing that again today. Over to number 10. This is Chance Watson of Appalachian State. Improved his score by 11 shots yesterday. Had a disappointing 88 that got thrown out on Sunday. Improved to a 77 yesterday, and hitting his second shot here at the 10th. And that one's going to roll up, and it's actually going to hit Tolson's ball. So we'll go back to the first, and this is Alaculpi's approach shot. He's going to catch the front of the green, and he'll have that left for an opening birdie. See our group that's right now on the number 1 fairway, working their way up to the number 1 green. This is the first chance we've had a chance to see these 3 schools. Coastal Carolina leading the team race. Georgia Southern second, Texas State third. Close battle for second, third, and fourth, and that's the place to look as we'll go to the number 10 fairway. And this is the approach shot for Jason Mendel of South Alabama. And he's up there behind the pin. So we've got 3 really good birdie opportunities by this first group here at the 10th hole. This first group of number 5 players for these 3 teams. Back to the first. Inigo Benarin of Texas State with his second shot in here to the green. And this is Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina. Overus with a 74 yesterday after an opening 77. The junior from Vestnes, Norway. Long second shot after his drive was over on the right edge of the fairway, but that's a nice second shot for Overus, right over the flagstick, almost caught the fabric on the way down, and he'll have only about a 3-footer for birdie as we'll go to the 10th. And we've got some really good birdie opportunities out of this group as all 3 players inside 10 feet. On the number 10 tee. That was Yannick Schutz of South Alabama, who just hit his tee ball, lower left of your screen. Chandler Rice of Appalachian State will be next up. And we've also got action on the number 1 tee. This is States Fort, top left of your screen. Simultaneous with Candler Rice of Appalachian State at the bottom left of your screen. Jacob Bayer of Georgia Southern. He'll be next to hit off the first. And Peter Hennett of Louisiana will be next to hit on the 10th as we look over at the number 10 green. And this is a birdie putt attempt for Chance Watson. Bottom right. Watson's going to slide that one right in the hole as Chance Watson with an opening birdie for Appalachian State. So he continues to improve after an opening 88, shot 77. And now it'll be Jack Tolson's turn from Louisiana. He improved from a 79 to a 74. Off the number 1 tee, Calvin. Fire already hit off number 1. This is Calvin Ross of Texas State. Top left of your screen on number 1. Bottom right, Jack Tolson's birdie putt. And just off the left lip, lips out, and Tolson will take a par here at the first. Top right, Lucas Alacolpi on the number 1 green. Long birdie putt for the sophomore. That's going to come up short. He'll have about 3 feet left for par. Inigo Benerin of Texas State. With his birdie run, and he knew when he hit it that was going to come up short. He'll be a couple feet short, as just on the 10th green, Jason Mendel missed his birdie putt, and he finishes that off for a par here at the 10th. We'll go back to 1, and finishing off his par is Benerin of Texas State. And this will be Daniel Overis, who'll be trying to make a birdie here after a nice approach shot, a long approach shot. He had to bring it from the right side of the fairway in here, so he wasn't flipping a wedge like some of these other guys. He had to hit a full iron shot in here, and it just covered up the flag. And Overs has this for birdie. Runs a nice birdie in for Daniel Overis here at the first hole. It's Coastal Carolina entering the day with a 17-shot lead in the team race. Looks like they're going to keep that rolling if the early play here at number 1 is any indication. But a lot of golf still to be played here on the final day, as Lucas Alacolpi of Georgia Southern trying to finish up for par. And he's able to do that. And Inigo Benerin of Texas State also cleaning up, and he's already done that for his par. So we'll head over to the second hole with this group. As you see our team leaderboard coming into today, Coastal Carolina with that really good 275 team score yesterday. That was 9 under par on this par 71 Raven Golf Club course. And they opened up that big advantage. But we'll be watching all day long the team race, because it's not so important to win. It's important to finish in the top 4, because that's where the conference championship will be determined tomorrow when we play the match play round, as we're back out at the 10th. This may be Candler Rice of Appalachian State. Having to bring it up under. And gets that one to stop on the left side of the green. It's going to trickle back down to almost hole high. Back to the first hole. This is Calvin Ross of Texas State with his second shot. That's going to come up short. And he'll be trying to get up and down from there for par, as States Fort of Coastal Carolina was also out on the right side of the fairway. His teammate over us just covered the flag up with a shot from just about that same spot from a little bit further back. Fort trying to follow suit, had a solid 67 yesterday. A lot of people were watching Morgan Deneen 63, but his teammate Fort shot 67. And we'll go back out to the 10th hole. And this is Peter Hennett's second shot from Louisiana. Oh, that's his third shot, as he had to punch out from the woods. And came up short with his third, so a struggle for Hennett here at the 10th. Number 3 players on this grouping working their way up the number 10 fairway. And we'll hope Hesa plays not that slow today, as we have an interested spectator catching some of the action.
Welcome to the 8:33 starting time for the third round of the
Morgan Deneen wasn't turtle slow yesterday with that 63 to open play, as we'll go back to the tee, and this will be Luis Ruiz at number 1. Ruiz with a 75 yesterday. In Coastal, they had such a good team around yesterday, they threw that 75 out after Ruiz shot a 72. Played in the number 1 spot today, playing at the number 3 position. Junior from Atizapan, Mexico. Hitting a 3-wood off the tee here at number 1. Hits it right pretty much down the middle. Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern, our individual champion from 2017. As we will whip back around again at the first green, top right corner of your screen. That is Calvin Ross of Texas State. With his third shot, he'll have that left for par. On the 10th, Candler Rice rolls that one just past. He'll have that remaining for a par at the 10th green. On the 10th tee, Peter Stalbo.
Texas State, Logan Lockwood.
Check that on the 10th tee, bottom left of your screen. That is Candler Rice of Appalachian State, and that was Yannick Schutz of South Alabama, who just hit his tee ball. On the first green, top right, Jacob Beyer with a long birdie putt. He'll have that left for par. And on the first tee, third player to hit in that group, actually Logan Lockwood, the third player to hit in that group off the first tee and headed down the fairway at the top left. Off the 10th tee, bottom left of your screen, that is Peter Hennett of Louisiana. It was Bjorn Gudnason who was in some trouble in the woods on the left side for Louisiana earlier on the 10th. And on the 10th green, birdie putt for Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama rolls past, and he'll have that tap in for par. And Walter Brinker will be following him with his par attempt. States Ford of Coastal Carolina, top right of your screen, and now on your full screen, this is his birdie putt from way on the left side of the fairway, and he's going to run that one pretty well by, and he'll have about 5 or 6 feet coming back for his par. Back at the 10th, this is Walter Brinker of Appalachian State, and it's going to leave that one on the left lip. And a disappointing opening bogey for Brinker. And now Bjorn Gudjohnsen of Louisiana. This is for bogey after he was deep in the woods on the left side. And he's able to save bogey here at the first. Back at number 1, par putt from Calvin Ross of Texas State. States Ford of Coastal Carolina, sophomore from Evans, Georgia, who shot that solid 67 yesterday, tied for the second low round of the day behind that 63 that Morgan Deneen put up. And a nice job by Fort to back-to-back birdies for Coastal Carolina here at the first. And Jacob Beyer of Georgia Southern will be trying to close out for his par at the first hole. And Beyer lets that one get past the right lip, and he'll have that one coming back for bogey. Beyer with the bogey putt here at the first. And back over to the 10th. This is Candler Rice with his second shot from Appalachian State. 78 in the opening round, 77 yesterday, and the Mountaineers threw out that 77, so a lot better team round for Appalachian State in the second round. And his second shot's come up short. Yannick Schutz of South Alabama was over on the right side of the fairway. His second shot coming in here to the 10th. He's going to roll up on that front edge, and he'll have a pretty much an uphill run at a birdie as we'll go back again to the first. This will be Logan Lockwood of Texas State. Added a 75 yesterday to his opening round 77. Playing in the number 3 position today after opening up at number 2. Won the James S. Litz Memorial back in the fall for an individual tournament win. And has that one hole high. Nice shot just to the left of the stick and just in front. He'll have about 6 feet left for an opening par. Back out in the middle of the fairway, Luis Ruiz of Coastal Carolina. His teammates already have back-to-back birdies here at the first. And this was just about the same spot as his teammate Daniel Overas hit one to within about 3 feet. Playing in the number 5 spot. Ruiz playing in the number 3. Finished tied for the individual championship last year in a 4-man playoff. He lost out in that playoff, officially finished tied for second, but his shot here is going to come up short. And he'll have to get up and down for an opening par. This will be Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern trying to see over the hill. I don't know if he's in the bunker or just down in a swale on the left side. But he'll have to deal with the trees. Just barely see the cap. Wasn't in the bunker, but was down in one of those undulations. His second shot is on the way. He's going to find the putting surface up in the front, so he'll have a run at birdie here at number 1. We'll go over to number 10, and this just a few moments ago, Peter Hennett of Louisiana with his second shot here at the 10th and throws it in there stiff. Peter Hennett with only a couple feet for birdie for his opening hole. So the freshman from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, good birdie opportunity here at his first hole of the day.
From Georgia Southern, Archer.
Back at the first tee, the opening tee shot. Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina just hit his tee shot. O'Beckney shot an even par 71 yesterday. He's at 143, and that was good for 8th place going into today's final round. Individual, Archer Price, 10-stroke improvement from Sunday to yesterday. Shot 79, disappointed in that his first round. Came back with a 69 yesterday. In his 4th conference tournament, he's been in the top 21 every year that he's played in those 4 years. And Logan Davis of Texas State shot 69 yesterday after a 79 opening round, so he also improved by 10 shots. Davis hitting an iron off the number 1 tee. And quickly we'll go back out to 10. This also just happened a moment ago. Candler Rice of Appalachian State out of the bunker. And look at the touch on this one. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And it's going to stop about a foot short. So Candler Rice likely saving par here out of the bunker at the 10th hole. Back to number 1, Luis Ruiz. His 3rd shot after his approach came up just short at the first. Ruiz, 72-75 his first 2 rounds. He'll be about 4 feet short. And Peter Hennett of Louisiana finishing off his birdie here at the first after a nice second shot that checked up just short. Now Yannick Schutz of South Alabama, he'll be trying to save par, as will Candler Rice, who will be doing it out of the bunker. Schutz shot 76 yesterday after an opening 73. Sophomore from Friedrichshain, Germany. And now it'll be Candler Rice. 78-77 in his first 2 rounds for the freshman from Asheville, North Carolina. 75.18 stroke average coming into the tournament. Was in the bunker. Nice out to there and taps in for his opening par here at the 10th. At the first hole, this is Stephen Fisk. Difficult second shot he had out of a deep swale, and also had to contend with some of the pine trees on the left side of the fairway, but got it here on the putting surface, and he has this for a birdie. Fisk shot 66, 70, 74 last year. 210 score got him in the playoff for the individual title, and he ended up winning that 4-person playoff. Struggled some yesterday, shot a 78 after an opening round 72. So he's at 150 and is in 27th place coming into today's final round. Fisk with the distinctive head movements on all his shots, and that's every shot he takes, not just his putts, as he's going to roll that one in. A nice birdie for Stephen Fisk to open up play here at the first. So looking to rally back from that struggles from yesterday's second round. And Logan Lockwood of Texas State will be the 3rd member of this group, sophomore from Van, Texas. This will be for his birdie. .75 yesterday. He's playing in the conference tournament for the 2nd time. Played as a freshman last year, tied for 44th. That putt doesn't break at all for him. Thought it was going to go a little bit right. Went dead straight, and he'll tap that in for an opening par. And then Luis Ruiz will be trying to match that with his own opening par here at the first. Ruiz came up short with his chip shot after coming up short with his approach to the number 1 green. Ruiz tied for 16th. Entering today's play, he was tied for 7th after the first round when he shot that opening 72. And Ruiz able to roll that in to save his par here at the first. Go back out into the fairway. This is Thad Obekme, Coastal Carolina. And in your screen now is Archer Price of Georgia Southern. Shot a nice 69 yesterday after opening with a 79. And back on the tee, this is our individual leader, Morgan Deneen, after he shot 63 yesterday. Playing in the number 1 group, obviously, today. He was the individual leader by 3 shots entering today's play. And we'll be following his score all day long. It's the lowest score in the memories of anybody who can remember being around the Sun Belt tournament for a long time. There was a 64 a couple of years ago. That's the lowest that we can quickly locate. And Deneen with that nice 63 yesterday that included 11 birdies. And he had a double bogey at the 9th hole in the middle of that 63 rounds. So without that double bogey, well, wow, what could that round have been? will go to the number 1 fairway. And this approach shot coming up just short, trickling back onto the putting surface. And that was Archer Price of Georgia Southern. And now Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina with his second shot. He'll go over the flag stick. It'll stop right there and settle in. And about 10 feet left for par for birdie for O'Beckney. Third member of this group, Logan Davis of Texas State's already hit his second shot. So this group will be working their way up to the green. The number 2 players in today's lineup. Logan Davis shot a nice 69 yesterday. And that's the group that's in the fairway heading up toward the number 1 green. Logan Davis there on the right, the junior, opened with a 79, improved that to a 69 yesterday. 148 has him tied in the 420th, so he's in the top 20 entering today's play. The other 2 seniors, both of them tournament veterans, and this is Morgan Deneen, our individual leader, hitting an iron off the first tee. Obviously likes what he saw, picked up quickly. And Jake Story of Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern in second place in the team race entering today. Shot 4 over 288 yesterday as a team after a 298 to open things. Now, scores improved for just about everybody yesterday after the conditions that the first round was played in. Overcast, wet, windy, and a pretty much consistent light rain for over the last few holes. Story with his tee shot, 71-70 in his first 2 rounds. He was one of those other players that was in that 4-way tie for the individual title last year. Ended up tied for second officially as Alvaro Carroll Estremes added a 69 yesterday to his opening 70. And very quietly, he's tied for second in the individual race. The junior from Barcelona, Spain, only had a 75.1 stroke average coming into the tournament, but he has a nice 70-69 his first 2 rounds here. Also hitting iron off the tee. First year he's at Texas State, played his first 2 college seasons at Central Arkansas. And that's our number 1 group headed down the number 1 fairway. Logan Davis of Texas State with his third shot, as his second shot came up just short, but a nice chip up, and Logan Davis will have a tap-in par, picking up where he left off with yesterday's 2 under par 69. So it'll be a nice up and down for the redshirt junior from Humble, Texas. Georgia Southern's Archer Price just off the front edge. Pin is 10 paces on from the front edge. He's got a little bit more of an angle here, so probably has about somewhere between 20 and 25 feet for birdie. And Price's birdie run won't turn as much as he thought, as he leaves it out to the left just a bit. So Price will also have an easy tap-in par. And Thad O'Beckney will be the third to putt here. Through his second shot over the flag, and he'll have about 15 feet coming back for birdie. 2 birdies already early for Coastal Carolina here at the first hole. So if anybody is going to catch the Chanticleers, they're going to have to start throwing some birdies up, as this one's going to slide by, though, and O'Beckney will Still got some, as they say, a little meat on the bone coming back for his par as he put that birdie putt pretty well past. Even par 71 yesterday for O'Beckney in his second round of his second appearance in the Sun Belt Tournament. Tied for 35th in 2017. Had nice front and back rounds, 72, 73 last year, but had a 78 in the middle, and that's what kept him out of the top finishers. And O'Beckney, the comebacker for his par, and Price and Davis will both have just tap-ins for pars out of the number 2 group. We should be starting to get some individual scores from out on the course, and of course you can keep up with those individual scores. The live scoring available on golfstat.com and also available on a link from the Sun Belt Championships site as Logan Davis gets set for his par putt. Rolls that one in, and Archer Price will be looking to do the same for Georgia Southern. And Price with his opening par here at the first. Our final group representing these three schools just hit off the number 1 tee, and they are in the fairway at number 1. Bringing you action here from number 1 and number 10. Back to the number 10 fairway, and this is Cole Kendrick of Louisiana. Quick shot down the fairway. Alvaro Carroll Estrems at number 1 for Texas State. Tied for second individually coming in. Put up a 70 in this first round, improved that to a 69 yesterday. And his second shot's going to find the front edge. He'll have that for a birdie as back out to the 10th. This is Cole Kendrick of Louisiana. Shot an 80 in the first round, and then came back strong with a 67 yesterday, tied for the day's second best round. Working around a tree, nicely done, as he had that tree to contend with. It's going to roll to the back edge, but he is on the putting surface and has a long birdie putt after almost being stymied behind the tree on the left side of the fairway. On the right side of the fairway, this is Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama. He also tied for the second best score yesterday with a 67 after an opening 75, and his 142 has him in 7th place individually. And his second shot's going to check up hole high, and it's going to trickle down toward the hole. And he's going to wind up with only about 3 or 4 feet for a birdie here at the 10th. These are the players playing in the number 1 position for their 3 teams. As this will be Tripp Summerlin of Appalachian State. Been very consistent so far. 70-70 in his first 2 rounds, 2 subpar rounds. 140. He's in fourth place individually coming into today's final round. And he's also going to have a shot that's going to kick back, and if it had stayed up, it would have trickled down toward the hole. Instead, it's going to roll down toward the front left edge of the green, and he's going to wind up with about 20 feet for a birdie after he hit it almost hole high. These are the number one players, the final group representing these three schools. And as soon as we finish up with the current threesomes that are on the greens on both sides at 1 and 10, we will be heading out on the course, and we'll be picking up action at the 6th and the 15th holes. As we're back looking at the first green. Just a few moments ago, Morgan Deneen's second shot, our current individual leader, and he's on the front edge, and he'll have a lengthy birdie putt to continue the string he had yesterday of 11 birdies. And now back to live action. That's Alvaro Carroll-Estrems of Texas State in the gold shirt, and that's Morgan Deneen in the teal. And out front of the green, Jake Story of Georgia Southern. Both of them in just about the same position for this pin that's cut over on the left today, 8 paces off the left side, 10 paces from the front on this 34-yard deep green. Estrems with a 69 yesterday that has him tied for second with Joe Giroux of ULM. They're both at 139. Morgan Deneen with that 136, including that 63 yesterday. So all the players are on the course in our third and final round of stroke play. Will determine our individual champion and our 4 teams in the match play when we finish play today, as the putt of Alvaro Carroll-Estrems comes up pretty well short. He'll still have some work to do for par. This will be Morgan Deneen. Before he hits his birdie putt, we'll go back to the 10th and Trip Summerlin for a birdie here at the 10th. Appalachian State, this is going to roll up. It's going to break to the left. Nice pace on that one as Summerlin with a nice 2-putt par. Back to number 1, Morgan Deneen, our individual leader. He's up by 3 shots entering play today. And his birdie putt's going to come up just short and just left. He'll have a tap in for par. The senior from Tustin, California, in his first year of intercollegiate golf play. Even though he is a senior, he was part of Coastal Carolina's PGA golf management program and was a regular everyday student until this year, and now he's a student athlete and in contention for the conference championship. A long birdie putt for Cole Kendrick out of the woods here at number 10, and he'll have that left for his par. And a nice par save as Jake Story, speaking of nice par saves for Georgia Southern. And now Alvaro Carroll-Estrems will have this left for par here at the first. Estrems, junior from Barcelona, Spain, rolls in his par putt, and our number 1 players have finished play here at the first. Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama saves par at number 10. And our last groups have finished play here at the 10th, so they'll be moving on to the 11th. And speaking of moving on, we'll be doing the same. We'll be heading for some coverage at the 6th hole and the 15th hole, and that will all come up when we return to live coverage of the Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championships, the third and final round of stroke play. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with continuing coverage from the 6th hole and the 15th hole. Returning to our live coverage from the Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championships, this is a look back at the 6T. This is the groups including UT Arlington, ULM, and Troy. Pin here at the 6th is way in the back today, so it makes it even more challenging for some of these players. As this will be Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington. Gonzalez 72-74 in his first 2 rounds. One under through his first 3 holes today. Birdied the first, parred the second, and the third. Freshman from Waxahachie, Texas. And he is just off the edge, front left to this back pin location, so a long way to go for Gonzalez. This will be Max Catherine of ULM. Shot an even par 71 yesterday in the second round after an opening 74 for the freshman from France, and he is even par through his first 3 holes today with 3 straight pars. And he's on the green and rolling it up. And nice shot out of here, best shot of this threesome. He'll have about 8 feet left for par. Caleb Masters of Troy had the honors and has already hit his tee shot. Quickly we'll go over to the 15th. And I believe this is Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State. Number 2 players for these 3 schools here playing the 15th with their approach shots. Didn't get a chance to see his drive, but this is likely his tee ball. This is a almost drivable par 4. Some of the players were able to drive the green yesterday here at 15. And the pin's way up in the front, as you can see, so nice second shot, and a couple of these shots are for birdie here on the 15th. And well off the back, though, and headed back deep in the woods, almost here. This is Nick Budd of Georgia State. With his tough third shot after his, I don't know if that was his, it might have been, it had to be his second shot, and now his third's going to roll off the front edge of the green, and he'll have that coming back for par. So actually, that might have been Tiago Lobo of Little Rock that was in trouble back behind the green. And that's him coming back by. And that's who that was. That was actually Lobo. That's him on the front edge. We'll go ahead and pull the pin. In the same group with Zanluca Stern, and we saw his nice approach here for he'll have a birdie putt, as will Nick Budd of Georgia State. Going to go back to the number 6 hole and in action that happened just a few moments ago. As soon as, here's a shot from just a moment ago, Dean Martin of Troy on the 6th hole. His tee shot landing in tight of the hole, and he'll have only about 18 inches left for that one. Guillaume Fananel of ULM had hit his shot just a moment ago right there within 2 feet. So a couple of great shots here on the group that just finished out the 6th hole, as we'll go back to the 15th now. And the birdie putt for Martin as he rolls that in just a moment ago. Nice birdie for the Troy Trojans. And we'll go back to the 6th and live action. Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington was just up on the front collar. He's got a long putt. This is probably 45 to 50 feet to get it to this back location. Pin is only 4 paces off the back edge of the green. On 15, Zanluca Stern of Arkansas State, bottom right of your screen. This is for a birdie. And he's able to roll that birdie putt in. On the 15 tee, lower left of your screen, that is Severin Solar of Georgia State. Top right on the 6th green. Birdie putt from Max Catherine just slid by, and Caleb Masters of Troy will be next to putt. As Solar with his tee shot at the 15th, he's well right with the driver, signaling that way, and that will not be an easy approach shot for Solar here at the 15th. Top right of your screen, Caleb Masters of Troy. 73-73 in his first 2 rounds here. Masters tied for 2nd in 2016 as a freshman, tied for 6th as a sophomore last year. Here's how number 6 is played. Those numbers for each individual category are for the 2 rounds combined. So you see only 6 birdies through 2 rounds and 21 bogeys. Now the stroke average you see there is from yesterday's round when the hole played at 3.13. It was even harder on Sunday in the first round when it played at 3.37. And only one of those 6 birdies that's been recorded here came in that first round. So 5 birdies yesterday. Actually had almost as many birdies as bogeys yesterday. He had 7 bogeys here at the 6 as Masters putt is going to slide past the right side. He's left himself about 3 feet for par. Number 6, of course, is the island green. We say green, it's actually an island area because the island includes a couple of big bunkers and a lot of other grass areas. So it's not just like it's the green alone that is situated in the middle of the pond. The issue here is it takes a while to get there. If you're walking from the 6th tee to the 6th green, you've got to walk a roundabout way. And a nice putt from Max Catherine for a birdie here at number 6 as Catherine adds a birdie. He's even par with 3 pars coming into his first, after his first 3 holes today, and this will be Gonzalez of UTA. Birdie that first hole today, has had pars ever since. Gonzalez with the best finish of 8th this year, and that came at the Cape Fear National Championships, or National Intercollegiate, where he shot 72, 71, 75. Rolls in a nice par putt for Gonzalez there. We'll go over to 15, and this is Tanner. It's got 2 drops actually. Tanner Napier of Arkansas State and Justin Warren of Little Rock. Both of them found the hazards with their tee shots. And they will be hitting their third shots as we'll go back to number 6. And this is Caleb Masters finishing up for his par here at the 6th hole. At 15, Tanner Napier hit his tee ball into the hazard on the left side and just dropped to that spot. And just in front of him, you see that second ball. That's the ball of Justin Warren of Little Rock, who did exactly the same thing. So this is the third for Napier, who shot 71 opening round, 70 yesterday. And Napier's third is going to come up on the front edge. Tee ball at number 6 for Aaron Guanlau of UT Arlington. He's going to back it up just a little bit. And he'll have a lengthy birdie putt here, as now it'll be Justin Warren's turn from Little Rock. Second shot here at 15. Actually, the third shot for Warren is he had to drop out of the hazard over the flagstick, and he's a little long. He'll have about 25 feet coming back for his birdie. So 2 of the 3 had to drop here at the 15th. Back on the 6th tee, Connor Futrell of Troy, coming off a solid 69 yesterday. Even par today through his first 3 holes. We saw him birdie the first, but he followed with a bogey at the second hole. And his shot is off to the right and in the danger zone on that side. Hopefully he stayed up. As quickly we'll go back to 15. Third member of that group, Severin Suller of Georgia State. So we had 2 in the water, and Suller in trouble on the right side. You remember seeing his tee shot. He signaled away right. This one's going to roll past and going to roll down, and it might have rolled down in the water down that embankment on the other side. We'll have to wait and see how that came out as we'll go back to the 6th. And this is Joe Garral of ULM with his tee shot, and not able to find the putting surface there. So here at number 6, they'll jump in the shuttle cart and make the drive all the way around to the 6th green to try to speed up play here. You see players, it's a roundabout way to get to the 6th green here. So the players are allowed to ride on the carts to get there. And you see that roundabout way. You see that cart path at the top of your screen that goes all the way around. And now you'll see a flyover of the 6th hole. You can see that the island out there, but it's a lot more than just the green. You see those big bunkers on the left and the right. The pin's pretty much in the center today, but it's way back. It's almost closer to that back spectator bridge than it is either one of those 2 bunkers. So the players will have to fly this one a long way. It's listed today at 203 yards to the flagstick. And you see 1 ball on the green, as the players will be making their way up. Actually 2 balls. Go back to the 15th tee, and our first look on this side at the players from South Alabama, Appalachian State, and Louisiana. And this is Louisiana's Jack Tolson on the tee at 15. And again, the numbers you see, the numbers are the combined first 2 rounds. The stroke average, though, is from yesterday's round when this hole plays the easiest on the golf course, 3.8 for the par 4. And for 2 days, has given up more birdies than bogeys as Tolson hits his tee ball at the almost drivable 15th. We'll go down to the green at 15. That's Tanner Napier in the very front edge. Of Arkansas State. Napier, even par through his first 3 holes on the backside. He bogeyed the 10th, but then came back with a birdie at the par 5 11th, And this is for par. And while he lines that up, we'll go back to the 6th, and this is Connor Futrell, who's down in the bunker on the right side of that island green. Futrell, that solid 69 yesterday. Even par so far today. Birdie at the first, bogey at the second. Hit a nice approach shot at the very first hole and set himself up for about a 10-foot birdie putt, but then bogeyed at the 10th. Here we'll look all around at action on both the 6th and the 15th. Jason Mendel and Chance of South Alabama, I think, just hit his tee shot, or maybe he's holding up, and they might be waiting here on 15. They may wait and see if they go for the green. If they do that, they'll wait for the green to clear. And clearing the green down there, you saw his putt in the bottom right, Severin Solar of Georgia State. Now back to the 6th quickly. Connor Futrell out of the bunker. Long bunker shot. It's going to come up a little short. He'll have that left for par here on the par 3. Back to the 15th and trying to finish off a bogey here for Justin Warren after he hit into the water on the left side, and Tanner Napier will be trying to also finish with bogey after he found the water. Back at the 6th hole, this is Joe Giroux of UL Monroe. Also in the bunker, his on the other side, and nicely done out. That's about as good as you could do from there with the green sloping away from you. And he'll be left with about 8 feet for a par at the 6th. Tanner Napier made his short putt for bogey at the 15th hole. And this is Aaron Guanlau lining up his putt on 6 as we'll go quickly to the 15th. And this is Chance Watson of Appalachian State. He's the second to hit here. Jack Tolson of Louisiana also hit early as he was going to play it up short. Watson going for the green, so he had to wait for the green to clear. Jason Mendel of South Alabama had also hit his tee shot earlier. So these guys, the number 5 players for these 3 schools, headed down the 15th fairway. Aaron Guanlau of Texas Arlington, playing in his 4th conference tournament. Tied for 8th as a freshman, tied for 8th as a sophomore, tied for 21st last year in his junior year. So the senior from Hazlet, Texas, one of 5 players who are playing in their 4th conference championship. And Guanlau's long birdie putt is going to break just a little bit more, and he'll finish with a par here at the par 3 6th. Connor Futrell of Troy was in the bunker here and has this left for par as we go back and take a look from the tee box here at the 6th hole. Playing every bit of 203 yards today as that pin is well in the back. It's pretty much in the middle of the green as far as side to side. So both sides bunkers will probably come into play as we'll quickly go back to the number 6 green, and Connor Futrell, the freshman from Tallahassee, with his par putt. Very solid round yesterday, 69, 2 under par. He's at 145 coming into today's play. That's 3 over par for the tournament and was tied for 10th. And as we said earlier, has 3 straight pars to start out play today. Par putt from Futrell is going to go past the left. And he'll have a couple of feet left for bogey, and disappointed in that putt. Thought he had the line. Now bogey for Connor Futrell here at the par 3 6th. And still looking at the line of that putt, still trying to figure out how it didn't break to the right. Over to the 15th. And this is Jason Mendel with his second shot. He laid up here at the 15th. Nice second shot, and he'll have only about 8 feet left for birdie here. Short putt for Joe Garral of ULM to finish off for par. And now Aaron Guanlo will have the same thing here at the 6th after he was a long way toward the back. Had a nice lag putt to that spot. So 2 pars and a bogey in that group. Back to 15. We just saw the tee ball of Chance Watson a few minutes ago. That's him in the just off to the right side, right middle of your screen. And looking for his ball as Jack Tolson of Louisiana, who also laid up. And he'll be hitting his second shot here. Jason Mendel of South Alabama already in tight after his second. Tolson, 79 first day, 74 yesterday. And his second, very nicely done, almost right next to, just inside of Jason Mendel's ball. And they'll both have downhill putts, and Tolson will be able to go to school a little bit on Mendel's putt. Right behind them, that's the tee shot of Chance Watson. He was in play. I don't know if he had to drop or not. I don't know if he was in play or if he played out of the hazard area. So that will either be for birdie or for par. We'll go back to the number 6, the tee box, Daniel Overis of Coastal Carolina. The junior from Vestris, Norway. And he's off to a hot start. 3 under par. He birdied the first 3 holes today. The par 4 first, the par 4 second, and the par 5 third. So he's at 3 under par and helping Coastal extend its team lead. So Overis looking for more here, catching the front right part of the putting surface. And it pins way back, so he'll have a long birdie putt here at the 6th. This will be Inigo Benarin of Texas State, sophomore from San Sebastian, Spain. 1 over par through his first 3 holes today. Actually, now through his first 5 holes today, he's 1 over par. He bogeyed the second. Everything else is pars. And that's through 5. And we can update Overis for you now, who just hit his tee shot. He parred both the 4th and the 5th hole, so he is 3 under through 5 holes. And Benarin let it go a little bit, and it's going to go well back left. Might have caught that back left bunker. And that could be a difficult shot today because not a lot of green to work with from there. On the tee, the left-hander, Lucas Alaculpi of Georgia Southern. Sophomore from Valdosta, is 3 over par through his first 3 holes today. He double bogeyed the par 4 second and bogeyed the par 5 third and parred the 4th and the 5th. So he is 3 over now through 5 holes. And Alaculpi's tee shot, 75 yesterday. And is that going to stay up? That one will be close as he flirts with the water on the right side. Pin right in the middle, so bad stuff comes into play on both sides as we'll go back to the tee at number 15. And that was the tee shot of Bjorn Gudjonsson of Louisiana, who is laying up as this group is still on the green at 15. And this is a birdie putt for Jason Mendel. And the South Alabama Jaguar rolls in the birdie putt here at 15. Back to the tee box, Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama. Also laying up with his tee shot. We say laying up, they can just about hit it full, as today pins just a little bit, or rather the tee box a little bit back. I don't know if they can, some of the big hitters can probably drive here at 15, but it's a poke as this group's going to head down the fairway. At the 15 green, that group is still on the green at 15. Jack Tolson of Louisiana probably getting ready to hit his birdie putt. At the 6th hole, and it looks like Alacolpi's ball for Georgia Southern did fly off the right side and did go in the water, so he's going to stop at the drop zone and have to hit what will be his 3rd shot. So they'll be making sure that that went in, so Alacolpi will be at the drop zone to hit his 3rd.
The one on the left is safe.
Texas State's Inigo Benarin looks like he is safe on the left side as he hit it to the left. Alacolpi hit it to the right, and his bounced down into the water on this island green, so he's hitting his 3rd shot here. Pin pretty much in the middle of the green, but well back. And this one's coming back right at us, and it's going to be just off the back right edge. So Alacolpi will have a tough shot from there to try to salvage a bogey here at the 3rd. Back over at 15 in the fairway, Jack Tolson of Louisiana made his birdie putt here a minute ago, and this will be Walter Brinker of Appalachian State. The number 4 playing group for these 3 schools playing on the 15th. Brinker with an 80-77 in his first 2 rounds. Right now, even par through his first 3 holes today. He bogeyed the 10th, birdied the 11th, and parred the 12th. And his 2nd shot on 15 is going to go well long, but it's going to hold up and not go down that embankment. So with that pin in the front, it's a long way, but he does have a lot of green to work with for his 2nd shot. In the middle of the fairway, Bjorn Gudjonsson of Louisiana, the sophomore from Moss Fellsbear, Iceland. This is back at the 6th. And the shot for Benarin, who was safe on the left side, but comes out long a little bit. It'll trickle back down to the putting surface, and now it's going to take off rolling, and that's rolling directly away from the pin. So Benarin will have a long par putt here at the 6th. Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina was safely on the green as the approach shot, 2nd shot for South Alabama's Brooks Rayburn is going to go over the green out of the hazard area on the left side, and now he's found the bunker on the back right. So Rayburn will have that for his 3rd shot. 15th hole, nice and tight, but not very long. You see the bunkers right there in the middle. Those won't come into play for these guys. They'll be flying over those. that come into play for the rest of us. But you see the landing areas there on the left, anywhere between this big pot of bunkers and the water. Very much a drivable hole for the really big hitters, especially with the pin set up as close as it is today, set up for the second straight day at 298 yards. Pin location is also in the front left, just about where it is on your shot there, so very accessible to these players, and they can really make a run at a birdie here, and we've already seen several that have rolled in birdie putts here at the 15th. And we'll have a couple of birdie putts here. As you see, Brooks Rayburn walking up, and he's carrying his shoes with him, so he did have to take the shoes off and hit that shot from the hazard. But he did hit out of the hazard, so we know that he didn't drop, and he'll be hitting his third. As we'll go back to the 6th, and this is Alacolpi of Georgia Southern, who had to hit the drop shot, so this is for bogey. Putting it through the fringe, leaving the flag stick in and rolling it past the left, so he'll have that coming back for a double here at the par 3. Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina was watching all his other two playing partners struggle here. He was safely on the green, but he's got a long way to go. He's right at the front, and the pin is only 4 paces off the back end, so with some quick addition, he's got about 70 to 75 feet for a birdie. 35-yard deep green. Gave it a good run, but also ran it pretty well past, and he has a 6-footer coming back for par, so some struggles out of this group here at the par 3 6th. Played a little bit over par each of the first 2 days, and with that back pin location, may play even a little bit more over par here on the final day. As Inigo Benarin trying to save par from a long way away. He was off the green on the left with his tee shot. Nice pace on this one. He's just going to leave it to the left, and he'll have his bogey putt as a nice birdie there for Louisiana's Bjorn Gudjonsen. Rolls that birdie in as Benarin finishes off his bogey on the 6th. Gudjonsen just had the birdie at the 15th. And now Daniel Overus is going to get really low to take a look at this one. Ran his long birdie putt that far past, and he'll be trying to save par. That putt was minimum 70 feet, maybe even a little bit more, as Overus is going to take a good look at the line on this one as we'll go back to the 15th, and Brooks Rayburn out of the bunker with his third shot. And this one's going to roll over the green and roll off into the fringe, so he'll have that to try to save par on what's been a scrambling hole for the Jaguar Junior from Andalusia, Alabama. So now Overus for his par, the junior from Vestnes, Norway. And rolls in a par, so a long 2-putt par for Daniel Overus here. We'll go to the 15th, and Brooks Rayburn, and this is for par after he was in the hazard but was able to play out of it. He took his shoes off and hit out of the hazard on the right. See him at the bottom right of your screen. Played to the bunker, and this is his par putt. That's going to stay out, and so Rayburn will tap in for bogey. The number 4 players for their schools, and we'll go back. Looks like we've got a little gap as players just now getting to the number 15 tee, so we'll go back to the tee at number 6. And from behind, a look at Calvin Ross of Texas State. Ross 1 over par through his first 3 holes. He bogeyed at the second. And his tee shot's going to the left. Most players have been safe and dry over there. A little bit more room to work with. Might have found the bunker on the left side as Jacob Bayer for Georgia Southern, the freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Bayer even par through 3 holes today. We saw him bogey at the first, but he came back with a birdie at the par 5 third hole. And hitting his long tee shot here at the 6th, and he's also on the left. Probably also caught the bunker on that side. So we'll have a couple of scramble shots from those 2 players, and States Ford of Coastal Carolina will be on the tee. Fort even par for today's round so far through 3 holes, 3 pars to start with. Fort opened with an 80 on Sunday, but then came back with a solid 67 yesterday that tied for the second best round of the day. And his tee shot finds the putting surface, is going to trickle up, and Fort with one of the few legitimate birdie opportunities that we've seen here at the 6th hole. His other 2 playing partners are well over on the left, probably both in the bunker, as these guys will make their way on the long trek up here to the number 6 green. On the number 15 tee, Yannick Schultz of South Alabama just hit his tee ball. And Peter Hennett of Louisiana will be next to hit. Hennett followed a 78 on the first day with a 73 in yesterday's round. He's 1 over par today through the first 3 holes. He had a birdie at the 10th, but then bogeyed both at the 11th and the 12th. And some of these players might have found the water at number 6. We'll be going back there in just a moment after Hennett hits his tee shot. And we will go back to the 6th hole. And Jacob Bayer will be having to drop as he had hit to the left. And so for the second straight Georgia Southern Eagle that's had to hit a drop shot here at the 6th hole. So Bayer found the water on the left side. So this will be his 3rd shot coming into the par 3. That'll trickle back, and it's going to catch that embankment. It's going to roll back even further. And so he will have that left for bogey. Calvin Ross of Texas State was also on the left, but don't know if he had to go back to the drop zone or not. He may have been safe on the left side. And we see our group that's on the par 3 6th hole right now. 2 sophomores and a freshman out of this group. We will go to the 6th green. That's States Fort's ball that's just picked up and marked. He's about halfway between. The ball you see on the left is the drop shot of Jacob Bayer, and he will have that left for a bogey. And that's Calvin Ross of Texas State. So his ball must have been dry. He's probably in the bunker. And Bayers had trickled off over into the water on that side. And, yeah, Ross is going to hit as he's got, at least was able to stay out of the drink here at 6. Sophomore from New Brunswick, Canada. Started off par, bogey, par through his first 3. He's one of the players in this tournament that has seen action in a professional tournament. He had an exemption into the PGA Tour's Mackenzie Tour. That's PGA Tour Canada. Played in a tournament there during his high school career. His shot out of the bunker goes long, and he'll have a lengthy par putt. Pin here at number 6, way back today. You see how close it is to the back edge of the green. States Fort, sophomore, came in with a 74.71 stroke average this year. Coming off his best outing of the year, 10th place finish at the Old Waverly tournament. And there you see Jacob Bayer of Georgia Southern coming up to mark his ball, and this will be for his bogey after he found the water on the left side. Bayer's best finish came at the Schenkel Invitational. He tied for 37th individually, where he came back from an opening 77 to shoot 71.69 in the last 2 rounds. We'll go to 15. And that's Peter Hennett in the fairway from Louisiana. His shot's going to go to the back part of the green. He'll have a downhill run at a birdie. And just behind the flagstick. And pulling the driver out as a marker, and that's never good. That's Yannick Schutz. So he'll be dropping after his drive caught the water. So he'll have to drop, and that will stay up. Won't have to place it, as he'll take it right where it drops, and he'll be hitting his 3rd shot from there after pushing his tee shot left. You see the marker that's right there in front of us. That's Candler Rice, who is there in 2 from Appalachian State, and he'll have that for a birdie. At the 6th, Calvin Ross of Texas State with a long par putt after coming out of the bunker. On 15, this is Candler Rice's shot from earlier. So Rice has his ball there, as in good birdie range here at the 15th. Bayer's long bogey putt will not drop. And still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. Is it my imagination, or is it still moving? Bayer's going to stand over it for a few seconds. You've got 10 seconds to wait, so you can wait to look at it, but he's going to finally tap it in. And that's a tough double bogey for Jacob Bayer, as that bogey putt just rolled all the way around the pin. Back to 15. Just saw Yannick Schutz of South Alabama mark his ball. That's where his 3rd shot is. He had to take a drop. It's where and he'll have that left for his par. Candler Rice is short of the hole in 2. He's got a birdie putt. And Peter Hennett on the right-hand side of your screen in the white shirt from Louisiana hit over the flag, and he'll have a lengthy birdie putt from the back edge. before they hit those putts, we'll go to 6. This is States Fort, and this is for birdie. Has not been a birdie recorded here at the 6th hole today. And there still hasn't, as he slides that by the left lip. He'll have about 3 to 4 feet coming back for par. Peter Hennon of Louisiana with his birdie putt down the hill and rolls it right in. Peter Hennon, the freshman from Winston-Salem, adding his first birdie on the day, getting back to even par. And Candler Rice of Appalachian State will be trying to give this group a second birdie here as we go back to the 6th, and this is States Fort coming back for par, and he'll get his par here at the par 3. Back at 15, you see how 15 has played the first 2 days. The numbers are 2 round totals. The stroke average is from yesterday. But it's played under par or right at par both days as Rice cans that birdie putt. So a couple birdies out of this group, and Yannick Schutz will have that now remaining for a par after he hit out of the or had to drop out of the hazard area on the left and hit his third approach shot to right there, and he'll be trying to save par here. And he's able to do that. So 2 birdies and a par for this group here at the 15th. And we'll go back to the tee at number 6. And this will be Stephen Fisk, our defending individual champion. Had a 66 opening round last year. Followed that with 70-74. There were 4 players that tied at 210 last year in the individual race, and he eventually won the playoff for that title. Right now, Fisk, red hot so far today, though, coming back after yesterday's 78. He's got 3 birdies already on the 1st, 3rd, and the 5th holes. So he is 3 under par through 5 today. You could tell by his body language yesterday how disappointed he was at that second round 78. Got his tee shot on the way here at the 6th. And he's going to find the back left side, probably in the bunker over there, as we'll go to the 15th tee. This is Tristan Elston of Louisiana. Had a 76 in his opening round on Sunday, improved that to a 73 yesterday, and he is 2 under for the day through his first 4. He birdied both the 10th and the 11th holes. We saw his birdie at the 10th, and hitting driver here. So we'll quickly go back to the 6th hole. Luis Ruiz of Coastal Carolina. Ruiz with a nice shot, but it's going to bounce, wouldn't check up. It's going to roll just off the back edge. He's still handy to the hole for a par here at the 6th. Working off 5 straight pars is Ruiz through his first 5 holes. Back to the 15th, Alex Burris of Appalachian State with his tee ball. Burris is 1 under par for the day, as at the 6T, this is Logan Lockwood of Texas State. Lockwood even par through his first 5 today. 5 pars in a row. Safely on the putting surface and in the middle. Now that's going to trickle back down toward the front swale, so he's going to have a little bit longer, a little bit more work to do here at the 6th. This is our group that's right now in the shuttle cart on its way down to the number 6 tee. 2 juniors and a sophomore, Luis Ruiz, Stephen Fisk, and Logan Lockwood, all of them veterans of the conference tournament. Ruiz and Lockwood playing in their 2nd event, and Stephen Fisk playing in his 3rd. And those guys are playing in the number 3 position for their team today. As you see, our number 6 hole, nice island green. And it's pretty much all the way carry to that front edge of the green. Bunkers on both sides, and the pin's right in the middle, although it's further back today. So the left-hand bunker will come into play a little bit more than the right hand. Actually, the issue is here, you want to make sure you don't go too deep, because you can also roll off the back side. And nobody's done that so far today, but if you catch it too good, even though it's 203 yards, it does slope away after the hole, and it'll slope off of that back edge. So our number 3 players for these 3 schools are on their way up here to the green through the beauty of the electric cart that speeds up our play a little bit here at the 6th. This hole's pretty much designed for a electric cart play and not so much for walking. Action continues here at the 6th and over at the 15th hole, and as soon as we complete here, we'll be moving to the 9th and 18th, and we'll be catching everybody as they come in to complete their 3rd round. And we'll also get a chance to start looking at the team standings a little bit more, as it will get a little bit more interesting down toward the end as your team's scrambling to finish in the top 4, and that will qualify you, if you finish in the top 4, for tomorrow's match play competition, as Ruiz's ball is just off the back edge here at 6. We'll go over to 15. This is Peter Stalbo. He's in the fairway at the 15th, hitting his 2nd shot. Stalbo 1 over par through 3 today. We saw his bogey at the 10th. He has since parred the 11th and the 12th. Native of Læsø, Denmark. He's a junior, and he's making his 3rd appearance in the conference championships, tied for 20th as a freshman back in 2016, and a nice approach for him. He'll be putting downhill at it from about 12 feet. And it looks like everybody's safe here at the 6th, and that's saying something after the last couple of groups that came through. Stephen Fisk on your screen of Georgia Southern. Junior from Stockbridge, Georgia. We'll go over to the 15th, and this will be Alex Burris of Appalachian State. Junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, also making his 3rd appearance in the conference tournament. So you see a lot of guys with tournament experience playing in the middle and the upper half of these teams' lineup. Experience makes so much of a difference for these squads, as Burris shot won't check up. It's going to roll off into the fringe, and he'll be coming back downhill at this pin location. Over at 6, this is Stephen Fisk. Looks like he's in the bunker on the left side. his second shot out, and that's going to be hard to stop, and that's going to catch that swale, and it's going to keep rolling down toward the front edge of the green. So Fisk is going to be down there near Logan Lockwood's ball, and they're both going to have a long run back up at this one. Lockwood's, though, will be for birdie. He's a little bit further away as you see him putting his down. Fisk will be for par when he comes back to play. Luis Ruiz was off the back edge of the green. And he's going to be first to hit here, even though he's on the green. He's probably further away than Ruiz as the pin is cut so close to the back. So this is for birdie for Logan Lockwood, but it's about probably 50 to 60 feet to get it there. And that's not going to quite get there. It's just going to be off to the left and short, and that'll be for par. Back to the 15th, and this happened just a few moments ago. Tristan Elston of Louisiana with his second shot, rolling it right up here, rolling it pretty tight, and Elston will have that left for a birdie at the 15th, and that would be the third birdie for the Louisiana team out of the first four players that have come through. And now we'll go live to the 15th hole. This will be Alex Burris of Appalachian State from just off the fringe, and this will be a downhill putt, and this one will slide pretty quick. All he's got to do is really get this one started, and that's going to roll a little bit past, not too much, as he'll have a tap in for his par here. This is Ruiz of Coastal Carolina off the back edge here at the 6th. He'll have to get it through that fringe and then over a little bit of a incline that's right in front of him, and then it'll slope downhill away from him. So very much a touch putt here, as that one could roll past if it doesn't hit the hole, and it's going to continue to roll past, and he's going to left himself a lengthy par putt. Back to the 15th, and this is a birdie putt for Peter Stalbo of South Alabama, and that's going to trickle by the left edge. So Stalbo will also have a tap-in par at the 15th, and Tristan Elston of Louisiana will be the third player, and he's left with this one for birdie. This group on the green playing in the number 2 position for their teams. One more group, the number 1 guys right behind them on the 15th. As you see how 15 is playing, those numbers, the numbers are for 2 rounds. The stroke average is from yesterday's second round, when 15 was the easiest hole on the course, as Elston with his birdie putt, and that's going to trickle off to the left, and he'll have a tap-in par. Has 3 pars here at the 15th out of this group. And one more group out in the fairway here at 15. The number 1 players for these 3 schools, as we will go back to the 6th hole. And this is Stephen Fisk with a long par putt after he had to come out of the bunker on the back left side of the green. These are the number 3 players for these 3 schools, so 2 more groups behind them here at the 6th. 69.22 stroke average this year for Stephen Fisk. And we've mentioned before in our earlier broadcast, he had a low round of a 60, and that came at the Princeville Warrior Tournament in Mackay in Kauai, Hawaii, and sliding that par putt just past. Fisk thought he had that par putt from down there, and he'll take a bogey here at the 6th. I had a chance to watch part of that round that he shot that 60 in Kauai, and he had a couple opportunities at the end to turn in a 59. So this will be a par putt for Ruiz of Coastal Carolina, after he was off the back edge and ran his birdie opportunity this far past. He's even par through 5 holes today. He's working on 5 straight pars. This would be 6 in a row, but he will earn this one if he gets this 6th straight. But he's able to roll in a 6th straight par today. So he's been very consistent here in round number 3. And Logan Lockwood of Texas State will wrap up his as we'll go back to the 15th. And we've got some trouble at the side of the 15th hole again. Tripp Summerlin of Appalachian State is down there, and Cole Kendrick of Louisiana is walking that way as we go back to the 6th, and Logan Lockwood lets his par putt slide by on the right side. So a disappointing bogey for Logan Lockwood of Texas State. And here's our last group coming up the 15th hole, the number 1 players for these 3 schools. And it says a lot that the number 3 groups, or number 1 groups, are 2 sophomores and a freshman. But a couple of them have found some trouble. Not Rasmus Carlson. He's in the middle of the fairway, and this is his 2nd shot. And that's going to check up and leave him a very makeable birdie putt coming downhill almost straight at the hole for Carlson. And now we'll go back, and a couple players who, I don't know if they had to drop or not, but I imagine that they might have, knowing that undulation and how much it slopes down there. But this is Tripp Summerlin on the right of your screen and Cole Kendrick on the left. And they're either hitting their 2nd or their 3rd. To the 6th hole, Logan Davis, coming off a 69 yesterday and flirting with the water, and don't know if it stayed up or not. Davis 1 over par through his first 6 holes today, but might be in some trouble here. He parred the first 2 and then bogeyed the 3rd hole today and just got the signal. Looks like it's I thought that signal was that it's down in the water, but we'll have to wait and see if he'll stop at the drop zone. As Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina will be next on the tee here at 6. O'Beckney 3 under par, or rather even par, through his first 3 today, working on 3 straight pars. 72-71 in his first 2 rounds. And he's safely on the putting surface, long way away, but he's got a safe putt. We'll go to the 15th, and this is Cole Kendrick. Again, we don't know if he had to drop to there, but he's far enough away from that hazard line, I think, where this might be his tee shot. So we're going to assume that's his 2nd shot, and it's close. Nice shot by Cole Kendrick of Louisiana, the freshman. And we think that is for birdie. We'll have to check and see if he had to drop or not. But he looked like he was far enough away from that hazard, and he did have to drop, so he'll have this left for a par. So if both of them had to drop from there, because Tripp Summerlin of Appalachian State was also over there, and they were looking for a couple of balls. They might have been looking for Kendrick, but a couple of people were over there looking earlier. But Kendrick's is definitely, Kendrick's is definitely for par, and we think also that Tripp Summerlin's was for par, as both of them did have to drop. So Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama will have the only birdie putt. That's him in the white hat in the middle of your screen. He's got a birdie run here. The other 2 guys working on pars, and Summerlin is still short of the putting surface, so he is there in 3 after the drop. Summerlin 70-70 his first 2 rounds today, and he is 1 under for today. He birdied the 11th hole, the par 5, but trying to keep from giving that shot back here at 15, as this is for par from off the front edge. This is our final group here at 15. As soon as they clear the green, we'll be heading over to the 18th, and we'll have coverage over there. And we'll also be heading for the 9th here very soon as players do finish at the 6th. Still a couple of groups to come through at 6, as here comes the par putt for Summerlin, and it's going to slide by the right, and that's a little bit more than a tap in for a bogey. And picking up his ball is Logan Davis, and never a good thing when you got ball in hand if you're not playing lift clean in place. So Davis will have to drop, and he'll get rid of that one. Nope, maybe that wasn't his ball. We'll hope it wasn't. And don't know if he's looking at a spot to drop or not. Don't know if that was his ball or not. We'll find out as Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama will have this for a birdie and trickles that one by. So Carlson will take a par here at the 15th. Kendrick has a kick-in par, and nope, he's got a ball in his hand, so yep, so he'll come back here, and he'll have to go all the way back to the drop zone. While he's doing that, Summerlin ran his par putt by, so he's got this left for a bogey. And this is a downhill slider, and this is not necessarily easy. Just getting it rolling and getting it to roll in, and Summerlin saves a bogey here, and now Cole Kendrick will have just a couple of feet left to salvage a par out of the water here at the 15th. Cole Kendrick, just a freshman, had a 76.7 stroke average coming in, but then shot 67 yesterday in the second round. So our last group has cleared off here at 15, and they will be headed toward the 18th. And our next to last group on the front side is here at the 6th. Our last group waiting up on the tee here at the par 3 6th hole, as that's Thad O'Beckney on the far left side of your screen in the teal of Coastal Carolina. And they're going to have to wait until Logan Davis of Texas State, who had to go all the way back to the drop zone. And you see where the drop zone is, just in that little peninsula on the left of your screen. That's as close as you can get to drop on this par 3. That you do have a lot of landing area down there, but if you miss that area, you've got to come way back here in order to hit your third shot. And that's what Logan Davis of Texas State is having to do right now. Pin is in the middle at the back, so this right-hand bunker doesn't come into play a lot. The left-hand bunker can still, since it's so big on that left side. And that's Logan Davis of Texas State, who will be hitting his third shot. Davis improved by 10 strokes yesterday from an opening 79 to a second day 69. Right now 1 over through his first 3 holes today. Redshirt junior from Humble, Texas. Right now at 7 over for the tournament, since he's 1 over through the first 3 today. 73.13 stroke average, led the Texas State team during the regular season. had a low round of 66 during the season, and that came in his very last tournament at the Lake Charles Invitational in Louisiana, where he finished second individually out of a 61-player field. He shot 69, 66, 70 in that, and I don't know if he liked his drop shot very much, as it's way over on the right side of the green, and that will be for bogey. And he still will have a lot of territory to cover on a bogey putt, as you watch Archer Price coming up to take a look at what he has to work with from Georgia Southern, the senior from Gastonia, North Carolina. Off the green, but not that far off the green, and he'll be trying to up and down for a par. Price even par through his first 3 holes today, 3 straight pars. Going for a 4th here, as his 3rd shot's going to trickle by and is going to go a few feet by, and he'll have about 5 feet coming back for his 6th straight par to start the round. Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina shot a even par 71 yesterday after a 72 opening day. And he is even on the day. The senior, one of 2 seniors and a junior in this group. He parred his first 3 holes today. Don't have a report yet on what he did on 4 and 5. O'Beckney, a senior from Wheeling, West Virginia, found the green here, and here comes his long birdie putt. And that's going to come up a little bit short. He's left himself about a 3-footer for par. And that ball still in the front of the green. That's Logan Davis's ball, and that will be for bogey. You see him coming across your screen after he had to go back and drop. And he's going to take another look at it from this side of the hole before he heads down to his ball. Davis with a bogey at the par 5 3rd hole today, otherwise pars to now. See on our stroke average, not very many birdies have given up here by the 6th hole through the first 2 days. Those numbers are 2-day totals. The stroke average at the bottom is from yesterday's round. Only 1 birdie on the first day here, 5 birdies yesterday when the tee was moved up. It played at 203 yards on Sunday. They moved it up to 174 for yesterday's 2nd round, and again it's back today at the 203 mark, and even longer because that pin is way to the back today. So it's a pretty good poke for these players today for the 3rd round. So this is Davis's 3rd shot with the penalty. Good pace on that one, and rolls it in. Your average, normal, everyday par for Logan Davis. Gets a little fist bump from Thad O'Beckney. Davis saving one of the better pars you'll see all day. Now Archer Price would love to walk away with his par here. He's got this little 6-footer after he would miss the green to the right. And that one's going to roll in. A couple of nice putts here at the 6th. Now if Thad O'Beckney can do the same, you will have 3 pars from 3 very different directions and 3 very different ways here if O'Beckney can roll this in. Three of the better pars that you'll see here this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are. It's still morning here at the Raven. Our number twos are through. They're headed over to the 7th hole, and we'll go back to the tee. Our individual leader, Morgan Deneen of Coastal Carolina, shot that stunning 63 yesterday. Even par so far today. He bogeyed the second, but then birdied the third, so he is still at even par as he stands here on the number 6 tee and still holds the individual lead. He's just off the putting surface, and now that's going to kick back on, and now that's going to take off rolling. Almost kept it right there, but that's going to trickle back toward the front of the green. It's probably a little bit even a flatter putt from there, but adding some distance to it. Deneen still 6 under par for the tournament. And he has a 2-shot lead over Tripp Summerlin of Appalachian State right now in the individual chase. That's Jake Story of Georgia Southern's on the tee. Story 70-71 in his first 2 rounds. Make that 71-70 in his first 2 rounds. And he's going to join Deneen down in the front part of the green, and they'll both, one will be able to go to school on the other's putt. Story's 2 under par today. He birdied both the first and the third. Third member of this group, Alvaro Carolestrems of Texas State, was tied for second coming into today. 70-69, 139. Left him 3 strokes out of the lead. Even par through 3 holes today with 3 straight pars. And he's got his a little bit deeper. Estrems with the best shot out of this 3. Some 3 putters going to be brought out here at the 6th, and that's the first time that's happened all day for the holes that we've seen play here at the 6th. That's our last group that'll be jumping in the cart and making the drive up to the 6th. Morgan Deneen, of course, our individual leader after the first 2 days. Jake Story was tied for 5th. He was 5 strokes back. And Alvaro Carolestrems was tied for 2nd. He was 3 strokes back. So just like you'd expect from the number 1 players for these 3 teams, they started off the team chase ranked 1, 2, 3 coming into the final round. And we'll get a chance to look at that team chase. In fact, while we're going up to the green and waiting for the guys to make the cart ride up, we can tell you that in the individual or in the unofficial scoring so far today, Coastal Carolina is still with a 13, make that 15-stroke lead as it just updated. In the team chase, they're 2 under par for the tournament. These scores again unofficial and halfway through. Georgia Southern in 2nd place at plus 13. Texas State and UT Arlington tied for 3rd and 4th at plus 20. And only 1 stroke behind them, South Alabama is in 5th place at number 21. And that's important because the top 4 teams will advance to the match play round tomorrow. And right now, 3 teams all are within 1 stroke between number 3 and number 5 spot in the team standings. Texas State, UT Arlington, and South Alabama. And, of course, those team totals will get more defined as we go along this afternoon as we head toward the end of the 3rd round of play in stroke play. Just a reminder that match play competition will have all that action for you tomorrow. A full day of golf here at the Raven tomorrow with the semifinals in the morning and the championship final in the afternoon. And you can see a special match play setup show, the selection show here on our YouTube and Facebook broadcasts and also on the Sunbelt website. You can catch all of the action and see who they're going to match up, see who the top 4 teams are, and see who will match with who, what players will go up against each other. And that will be strictly match play, head-to-head, 5 players on each team. First to 3, first team to win 3 matches will advance in the match play. The match play is always a lot of fun. Hope you can be along with us tomorrow. Semifinals tomorrow morning, and then the championship final tomorrow afternoon. Play will begin not long after dawn tomorrow morning. Jake Story of Georgia Southern. He and Morgan Deneen of Coastal Carolina both have long birdie putts. Alvaro Carroll Estrims of Texas State's not quite as long. No birdies so far today here at the 6th as the first wave, and this is a good putt though from Jake Story. Nice lag, and he'll have to tap in for a par here at the 6th. And now we'll see if Morgan Deneen could go to school a little bit on that putt. Deneen had everybody buzzing about that 63 from yesterday. And his long birdie putt. He's got the line, but this one's a little bit long, and he'll have a couple of feet left to finish off. 6th hole right now, playing as the number 5 most difficult hole on the course. No, that's for the tournament total. Excuse me. I want to see how they are doing just for today here on this hole. This will be Alvaro Carroll Estrims, the Spaniard who had the closest shot here. The junior had 70-69 his first 2 rounds. And his birdie putt is going to come up short, so 3 short par putts for this group. Deneen's 6 under par for the tournament, saves his par here at the 6th. Jake Story of Georgia Southern, also with only about 18 inches to cover here, gets his par, and Alvaro Carroll Estrims of Texas State will already is tapped in for his par. So our number 1 players headed back across the bridge, and they'll head over to the 7th tee box here at the Raven as we finished up our coverage here at the 6th. There's a shot of the nearby beach area here at Miramar Beach, just outside the Destin area, the San Destin Golf and Beach Resort. We'll take a break as we reset everything, and we'll be headed over to the 9th and 18th holes, and we'll be seeing the groups as they will finish up play today in the 3rd and final round of stroke play, and we'll decide an individual champion later on this afternoon, and we'll also decide who the top 4 teams are that will advance to the match play competition tomorrow. And that'll all come up when we return to coverage in just a little while right here at the Raven as you're watching the 2018 Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championships.